Hi everybody, welcome to this quick demo of our new SAP Peak offering. I'm Bharat K. Venkat, a senior manager in the go-to-market and business IQ team. What I'm going to be showcasing today is how we monitor the order to cash flow and how we connect business and application performance metrics to make sure the customers have a good experience. What we have here is we start off with a high-level dashboard which consists of most important business and technical KPIs, and we have set baselines around them. In addition to these important KPIs, we also have two important journeys. One is the end user customer journey that you see here, and the next is the order fulfillment journey, which is, or in other words, the order to cash flow. This dashboard, though it might look simple, it consists of a complex environment behind this. This is monitored by AppDynamics using our agents. What you see here is a flow map of both SAP and non-SAP applications and shows how they are interconnected, how they interact with each other, and can also pinpoint to where the problem lies when there is an issue with the application. A quick glance at this dashboard shows us that we have issues with the orders placed and the payments as the errors are going up. It might not always be the case that the business metrics or the business is not doing good when the applications are doing well. In other words, the business metrics might be down and the business KPIs might be down, even though the application is fine. Some examples of this might be where a new feature is released or a new offer is released, but that offer is not just getting enough attention from the market or the public. This in turn helps the IT teams diversify their resources and also make sure they can allot resources for different problems rather than chasing a problem that doesn't exist. One of the problems that we saw earlier was with the orders placed by the end customer. And for that, we'll need to take a look at what is happening in the customer order journey. The customer order journey is usually undertaken by the end user or the end customer, and it usually happens on mobile apps or a web browser. The customer order journey is a funnel here where the conversion rate matters a lot. At the end of the day, as a business, you're trying to optimize the conversion rate and maximize the conversion rate to make sure the final orders are placed and customers are having a good customer experience. Business transactions, which AppD monitors, are the backbone of this particular customer order journey that you see here. From a brief glance of what is happening in this customer order journey, we see that checkout transaction is having a problem and customers are facing some issues and the transactions are erroring out. It is time for us to now investigate what is happening with that particular transaction. Once we drill down into this customer order journey, we go down and find that we have a pre-curated dashboard or a pre-curated widget which tells us which application is having this issue and what the user experience is, which is what we're interested in. We are interested in seeing who is having errors while performing the checkout transaction, which customers, and we can tag them by geo. We can make sure what is the business impact that is being that has happened due to this particular error in transactions, and we can also identify which customers of ours are having this particular problem. Most of the times, we want to make sure our highest revenue generating customers are the ones that we solve for right away. Consider, for an example, platinum customers are our highest revenue customers, and that is whom we want to investigate, and that is who we want to solve the problem for. By drilling down to just this type of customers, what we provide is a drill down view and a more refined view of this particular customer and what the revenue impact is. And when we transition to the data tab, What we get is the raw data or the raw business transactions from where these customers are uh, facing the problems and what exactly the problem is. Now, let us take a look at what is happening in one of these transactions, which is erroring out. Choosing one of these transactions and drilling down helps us identify that there are a few issues that are happening in the e-commerce services, which is then connected to the database. Let's drill down into that particular service. What we see here is our RCA, our root cause analysis, and our anomaly detection engine is triggering some potential issues that are happening with our e-commerce service. Once we click on this, we find that there is a problem with our shipping API, which says that that particular inventory is not available and that particular product is not available. This provides enough information for the operations team and for the development team to update the database and make sure that these customers are not having problems in the future once this is resolved. From the end user customer journey, we now translate to the order fulfillment journey. The order fulfillment journey, or the order to cash flow, as we identified, consists of various steps depending upon how the SAP systems are set up. In this particular case, what we're seeing is there's a huge time lag between when the invoice was created from the SAP user to when the invoice was posted to the SAP customer. Compared to the other processes, this process is taking a particularly a long time, which in turn is having a huge impact on the total time taken for the order fulfillment to complete. Let us drill down and find out what is happening with this SAP-backed order to cash flow or SAP-backed order fulfillment process. As we saw in the previous drill down, we have curated the dashboard to identify what the user experiences were, who the customer was, and who the SAP users were when this particular error occurred. From the first glance, we see that around 1/3 of transactions are having errors. We do the particular drill down, and we figure out that this has a huge order amount impact when for these particular errors. And when we see what is happening with the SAP user and the customer, there is a single customer that is being impacted by this. And we also see that there are two SAP users that are having this particular issue when trying to move this document from one business process step to another business process step. Again, drilling into the data tab, it gives us enough information to hand over this particular issue to the basis teams, to the operations teams, and to help them understand what the problem is. For this particular issue, what we have identified already is there is one single customer that who's having this issue. And this particular problem that is occurring is the document is parked. What it exactly means is they're not able to move, the SAP users are not able to move this document from one process to another business process. This might be due to various reasons. One of the most common reasons is that there is not enough information for the document to flow from one business process step to another business process step. This is especially helpful not just for the SAP basis team, but also for the non-SAP teams. For example, the DevOps teams can take a look at this and eliminate any problems that is occurring in the supply chain or in the downstream processes. This is also valuable information for the process owners, for the CIOs, to understand what exactly the problem is and where exactly the problem lies within the SAP system. This might be an application problem, or this might be just lack of information, like how we see in this particular example. I hope this demo was helpful for all of you. I hope I covered the three major points that I was intending to cover in this demo. One is to show you how our new SAP offering helps monitor SAP applications and non-SAP applications and show the interconnection and how these applications interact with each other. With the power of Business IQ, we can now correlate the core business metrics and application performance metrics and help business basis teams and the DevOps teams understand where the root cause of a certain problem lies, not only in the SAP systems, but also in the non-SAP systems. And also, lastly, today, AppDynamics is the only solution which can go into this level of detail and tie in the SAP and non-SAP applications. With that, I'm going to end the demo. Thank you all for listening. If you have any more questions, please reach out to me at bharat.venkat@appdynamics.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.